Okay, as you just saw, we got our iridium spark plug. 6. Now, let's get a pair of needle nose or a small pair of pliers. This is my little tool I made to get the spark plugs. Unless you have, if you have a spark plug socket that the boot on it, which means it'll have a boot inside. So when you go to take the spark plug out, it'll take it with it. Mine is worn out, so I just use a 16mm socket or a 5/8, same thing. And my special tool that I made, a little 3/8 rubber hose, screwdriver, put it up there, and I use this to put the spark plugs back down in there. Instead of, I see some people drop them down in the hole, which I'm about to show you in a minute. You don't want to do that because you close up that gap, and you're in trouble. 12-inch extension, 6-inch extension, and a little marker. I'll show you what that means in a minute. All right. First, let's take our little needle nose pliers and come up here. We got 2 little tabs right here. We just want to turn them 90 degrees counterclockwise. Pop this cover off. Woo, look at this, man. All right. If you see over here, we got 1, 2, 3 coils that we're gonna have to take out, and the other 3 is on this side in the back. 1, 2, and 3. You really can't even see those, but we're gonna get to them. All right, so let's get these coils out. Let's go get some tools, and we'll be right back. All right, what we want to do first here is what I want you to do is get you a 10mm deep socket. I got my little favorite stubby wrench, stubby ratchet, 3/8 drive. We'll set that to the side. The first thing we're going to do is unplug the coils. On the back side, I can't really show you. We'll just try to get it as much as we can because, you know, as you can see, they're kind of hidden because we're going to be doing that by hand. I mean, by blindsiding. They're back there. Not even gonna see, huh? We'll do our best. We'll see. All right, over here, on the coils, unplugging them. There's a tab right there. Now that top tab, what you want to do is push that tab down and unplug it. And these ain't that easy to do. Right there. And we're gonna get the other ones. Sometimes you might have to use 2 hands to do this, or just get the right angle. All right, now I'm gonna go to the other side. Now let's see. Now on the other side, you can't really see it. What if you got the camera into here sideways? Some light. Let me see if I can get this thing over like that. How's that? Can you see something over there, Lisa?
I can see something, but I don't know.
You don't know what to. Alright, we're gonna try to get these over here.
Let me see the light. That's better.
Alright, let's see if I can pull this plug down and unplug it. 1. Now I'm doing this by feel now because I can't see it at all. And so that's what you're going to be doing. Okay, we got all 6 of them disconnected. Next what we're going to do is come over this side. Take your 10mm. You go down here, and each coil has that 10mm nut on it. Take it off, Here it is right here. I'm gonna set that up to the side. All right. So I'm gonna take the rest of these off. You take yours off, and then I'm gonna do one on the other side to show you how you do that one. All right. We'll be right. All right. We're on the other side now. I just want to take off one. Now I'm leaning over the vehicle, but I can't see, so I'm doing this by feel. So here's one right here, and I see the nut on it, so I know there's one. Be careful not to drop it. And I go over. Here's number 2. And then I'm gonna do number 3. All right, so get that done, and join me when you're finished. We'll be back. Okay, we got all 6 nuts out. Here they go, lined up here. The next thing I want you to do is get your little Sharpie marker, and whether you choose that side or this side, just remember where you're going to start off with number 1. Now, these coils just pop right out. And what I'm going to do is just start marking them so I can put them back in the same place they was in. The reason why I'm doing this is just in case there happened to have been sometime a misfire or something and the computer picked it up. We know which coil was bad instead of us confusing it now. All right, so that's number 1. Number 2. Let's put them up here. Number 3. Now, just reach your hand back, feel for the coil, pick it right up. It's going to be number 4. Number 5. Now number 6, I noticed it's got the heater hose going around it, so that might give me a little problem. But hopefully it just slides right out of there. So luckily you're seeing this, so just in case you're running into a problem. Number 6. Notice I'm going to the back of that heater hose. Come right out of there. Number 6. Okay. Now let's get our tools set up to start removing these spark plugs. We'll be right back. All right, the next step you're gonna need is this is very important. Get you the 3/8 drive ratchet, and to make sure this is right, I had to like put stuff together here because it'd be nice if I had another 4-inch 3/8 drive extension. I got my socket, and to make this right, if you have 2 of those, 2 4-inch extensions, use that. I don't, so what I did was put together some reducers and 1/2-inch drive extension. I got this 1/2-inch drive to 3/8 reducer. Put a 1-inch, 2-inch extension, 1/2-inch drive, and now a reducer from 1/2-inch to 3/8. That's gonna give me my length I need to do these spark plugs. Yeah. So if you have 2 of these, use those. Now the first thing what I'm going to do is I want you to do is, if you have that, use that first. But what I'm going to do here is put these together. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to set this down into the spark plug hole, and it'll come up just about that much. Then put the rest of my extension on it. Let's take this cover out of the way. And loosen up the spark plug. And we're going to loosen up this one, go to the next one, and then go to the next one. All right, we'll be right back. All right, I got this one. All right, now as you can see, me trying to take it out, see how it hits up against the fan, and it's a possibility it can hit up against the radiator. That's why I put them down there into sections. So now I can take it out, go to the next one, and we do the same thing. All right, let's get this one out, and we'll show you the next one. We'll be right back. All right, now we're gonna go to the back. As you can see, I unhooked it, just got my 4-inch extension up there. And I wanna just like I said, this is pretty much just feeling for where it's at. Put your other extension on it. And go to loosen it up. Okay, get that one all the way loose, and then join me, we're gonna do the next one. All right, we're back. You notice this hose over here on this last one is this hose gets in the way. But man, this sucks. Got it? Okay, next is, get you a nice magnet. This is a telescoping magnet, and what we're going to do here, and if you don't have a magnet, you can use a 3/8 hose or something. And what you want to do here is use the magnet to go down there and just grab onto that spark plug and pull it out just like that. Let's go to the next one, and if it don't come out, see, like this one didn't come out, that just means that I didn't unscrew that spark plug all the way. So I put my tool back down in there. Screw up more. Okay, let's try it now. And there it is. Now what I'm going to do here, just set this over to the side, and we get our third one out. What the heck is wrong with me, man? What, I didn't unscrew them all the way? Or what? There we go, I thought, okay. Now, this car has 97,000 miles. Here we have our first 3 set of iridium plugs. Now if you look at those plugs, look at the tips on those. That looks good. Those tips are good. And this thing's got just about 100,000 miles. That's what iridium does. This thing could last, these plugs are in the condition that they can actually last even longer. I definitely go with at least 150,000 miles. What I'm concerned about right now is the black mark. Set a little mark on there. And it's telling me that instead of that spark going straight through down to the electrodes, some of it is actually sparking off to the side. Those are actually burn marks. All right, and we're going to get to that in a few minutes. All right, let's use our magnet. Use your magnet or hose, and let's get those other 3 spark plugs out, and join me when you're done. We'll be right back. All right. I just noticed that our magnet cannot even fit in the back. So we're gonna have to do a little ingenuity here. I got my little piece of hose. It's about 4 inches or so. Get a longer one if you can. Get about 8. But being I don't have it, I'm gonna take one of the old spark plugs, and I'm gonna push that right onto there, just like that. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put it down into the spark plug hole and just push it down onto the spark plug, just like that. Just that easy. Just that easy. You can tell I love this, man. I live for this stuff. Number 2. And number, come on, number 3. And I'm gonna use this same procedure to start these spark plugs back in there. All right, we got all our spark plugs. Looking at these 3, yeah, man, these things are good. Except, wait a minute now. Look at here now. Now you notice on the top ones, they have that steel electrode right on the top and on the bottom, but this one, it's there. It's good. Yeah, we're good. But all 3 still got the burn marks. All right, let's get ready. I'm gonna show you how to set the new spark plugs up, which is very important. We'll be right back. Okay, what you want to do is get your anti-seize, because what happens is the heads on this car is aluminum, and you got metal right here. And after a while, these threads will oxidize inside the aluminum. And when you go to take them out, you're going to strip that threads out. No good. You got to pull the head off. You're talking about a $1,300 job. So, you know, you want to put anti-seize on these plugs. So, first of all, let's set these plugs up. Set them all down there. Oh, nice looking.
Show them the difference.
What difference, man? What? Well, actually, you know, you're looking at the difference in, yeah, the way how dirty, but they're gonna get like that. But the gap in them is almost the same. These are a little bit worn, but just like I said, for Iridium, man, these plugs are going. And they had the NGKs in here, original equipment. These Autolite XPs are great. All right. But there's no anti-seize up there. That's how when I was taking these plugs out, it was kind of hard coming out all the way. You know, that's not good.
Where's the other one?
Over here. I'm using that to install these. Now, what you do is take your anti-seize. You're gonna just put a little bit, just a little. Come on, what the heck, man? Come on out of there. There we go. Just a little bit on each one. I'll be changing my gloves in a minute. Okay, close it off. Now you want to take your finger and you just want to just go like that, just to make sure they get inside the threads. You want to do that with each and every one of them. You know, try to keep away from the tip. You want to make sure that stays clean. Very important. Use this stuff. It's cheap, and in the long run, it's going to save you a lot of money. Be calling me up to pull off the heads on your car. I'll be more than happy to do it. Then I'll put anti-seize on it. Alright, these plugs are ready to be reinstalled. What I'm going to do is put these old ones in a box, get me a new pair of gloves. I'm going to use this little tool I made right here to take them out to put them back in there. Alright, we'll be right back. Okay, let's grab our tool, grab our spark plugs. Now, what we're gonna do is just stick the spark plug on the boot just enough, just like that. Lower it down into the cylinder till it stops, and then we're gonna twist it to turn it to get them threads started. And you want to make sure it goes in. Make sure you turn it a few turns so you know it's not being cross-threaded. Cross-threaded is that the spark plug is going in or the bolt going in sideways. All right, that's one. Two. Okay, now for the ones in the back. Again, you ain't gonna be able to see it, so you just gotta use both your hands. Believe me, it's not that hard as it seems. Just that I make it look easy. Hey, come on, start. Okay. Whoops, that one didn't start. So let's go back down in there.
What was that sound?
Me, this right here. Make sure this thing is going down. Okay. And this one's a little difficult one because this is where that hose is in the way. But it wasn't that bad at all. Now, just to get it started. The back ones is a little time consuming, but you definitely want to make sure you don't cross thread it. Okay, there we go. Alright, now let's tighten them up. We'll be right back. Alright, now we're going to go and tighten them all up. I'm going to start from the hardest one first. And, you know, being that I'm using my extension like this, I'm going to start off using this one. There it is. Okay. Now put my extension on it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start going down. I can bring it in the rest of the way instead of having my ratchet up there. I can bring it in the rest of the way by hand, and then I can go tighten it up. All right, join me when we get do the next one. the anti-seize is really helping out. I'm able to put this thing down by hand and squeeze down there with no problem at all. Okay, here's our ignition coils. Now, if you remember, get one of our old spark plugs here. See the burn marks to the side? Now, what's happening here is eventually, and you can actually, yeah, you can see the discoloration of at the end of each of these coils. Not so bad as that one, and not so bad as that one. And what's good about marking the cylinders, I know, it's number 4 and 6. They're pretty good. But what happens is, as many times as this spark keeps coming out and jumping to the side, that's actually a misfire. And you know, it's just not really happening as much now for the computer to pick it up. But I know that's going to be an issue in the future, that these coils are going to be bad. And what you want to do is when you change these coils, try to get on foreign cars Denso. All right. So yeah, it's going to be a little issue after a while. I give it another 40-50,000 miles, we might start seeing a misfire on this car. All right, so let's go up here and put our coils in. Now let's see if Wesley's been paying attention. Wesley, let's see. We got number 5 here. Where does number 5 go?
In the middle, back.
He's been paying attention. All right, so let's start putting these coils back in. We got number 1 over here. We're just gonna drop them in, and there's a little stud right there. So you want to make sure that the hole on the coil goes right over that. Push that right in, just like that, and so forth. Number 2, number 3. And the problem ones. Now remember, on these coils, the plug is going to face towards you. So, number 1, here it is. It's number 1. And make sure that's on that stud. You can't see it, but you can feel for it. Number 5. And number 6. Number 6, remember, go over the heater hose. And then down into the cylinder. There you go. Next, we got our, let's get our 3 nuts for the back. Take your time in doing this. You want to make sure that they are on and don't drop them. Then we get the one for the front. All right, and get your 10mm and tighten them up, and we'll be right back. While I'm almost done here, I got my last few. Don't go super tight on these nuts holding down these coils, or you'll strip that thing right out. Now I want you to notice when I do this last one. Of course, I got to show you when I do the last one, the most difficult one. Now what I'm doing is tighten it up till it stops, just a little tension till it stops. And then I'm going to go just a little bit more. I say about another 20 to 30 degrees. That's it. Now, all those are tightened up. Reach down here. Plugging them up. They'll snap right into place. You heard the snap in them. That's all you listen. Now, pay attention to that sound, because doing the ones in the back, you can't see it. So you're going to be listening for that. So let's listen for the sound in the ones in the back. That's one. That's one. That's one. That's 2. Three. We're done. Everything is good up there. Now we're gonna put our cover on. You notice that this cover has these came out of here, so we're gonna put those off, and they go right on here on the top. Let's push them into place. Take this one off. Push that into place. Now if you notice, these up here like an arrow, and they set down into here, right there. And you notice the arrow, see how the lengthways like that? So we know that's got to go just like that, long ways. A good way of knowing is on the top, you make sure they're facing straight up and down, and then you'll have no problem with it. It's lined up. So what we're going to do is go back here, and we're going to make sure these back 2 are lined up, because that's all they do is push in. And then get our needle nose. Make sure that's plugged in, and turn them 45 degrees to the right or left. That's it. Locked in place.